What's up, guys? Shay Stevens here, PDGA number 77522, and I'm here with the back nine of my Forehands only round at Fulmor. Let's get to it. All right, kicking off the back. Getting some stretches in. We're just testing the elbow out, making sure everything's cool. And for a while, the forehand on hole 10 was actually my preferred shot. There are some psychopaths who take this line. I don't know why. I was throwing the high forehand Annie. There was a period where I was pulling on my backhand hyzers right, and you can't do that on this hole. So let's see if I can go back to that forehand Annie. And I would do that with my deflector. Just from a standstill, nice, easy, just kind of knife it over and just let it pan to flat. Ooh. All right, ran the basket a bit, but might be long. Okay, so I did give that a little more gas than I wanted to, but yes, the back wood wall stopped me. That's kind of the nice thing about that panning shot, is it usually does just kind of die down. If it doesn't get caught by this wall, there's some junk back here that usually keeps it close. Starting the back nine off. What a birdie. All right, not gonna lie, guys, I have been wondering, what the heck am I gonna do on hole 11? This hole is scary with my backhand. Forehand, I have no idea what the heck I'm gonna do. Maybe a bit of a flex shot there. Honestly, if I just get past the big tree and give myself a chip up shot, I'll be happy with it. But how do I want to attack? I might be able to go forehand express lane up the gut. Let's see. No, I think I'm going to play the straighter shot. I don't like trying to flex through all the trees. It's not really a clean line. So I got my reactor here. Just gonna try and pop something nice. A little bit of hyzer, flip it up. Hopefully push this inside line. Okay, nobody died. All right, so just to confirm, yes, I did go. Ooh, that's a terrible lineup. Let's move this. All right. I did go to the right of that first available tree. I gave up the hyzer angle, popped up. Actually, ended up putting it on hyzer, so I got to remember, commit to my angles. Commit to my angles. Although this time, see, I got a cheeky little hyzer line in. And then I have the express lane. I like the straight shot better, so we're going to go with that. So I do want to give this a little bit of Annie with the entropy. That should do. And tap in birdie. Always like to get on this. I'm sorry, tap in par. Slow your roll, Shay, but tap in par does feel good. Hole 12, 210 feet. And this is going to be a saucy forehand. Almost at the standstill, actually. Can I throw that exact same shot? I'm going to go with my flippier reactor. And just trying to throw that exact same shot I just threw, so bring it up to flat, let it turn over, hopefully run into the basket. Oh, I love the line, just no height on it. Love the angle, just not the height. Again, I haven't thrown forehands consistently in months, so not terrible. So long look here. Don't know if it's in or out, but I'm going to flat foot it. Oh, clanked it. Uh-oh. Little roll. Not terrible. All right, one take. All right. It's one you want to get, but being limited to forehand definitely Makes it trickier. Hole 13. I think it's 310 downhill. The massive tee pad to work with. This is the hole to unleash, Shay. No fear. And time to rip on something nice and overstable. No worry about it turning and burning. Neutron time lapse. I'm about to hit this with some good Annie. Hopefully just send it. Elbow. Let's see what you can do. Get grip, get the nose down. That felt real nice. Whew. Hung it out left. Got all the distance I wanted though. Thought that was going to be a little more overstable. Don't mind the flight though. It was beautiful. I just got to, it's a new disc in the bag. Got to learn it. This is a look on this basket I don't think I've ever had before. Wide open, circle 2. Hey, let's go. Okay guys, hole 14, 162 feet. Sorry for the angle. This is going to be a hard one to film, especially throwing forehand. So I could throw a big forehand Annie, but that's kind of psycho. You do have the forehand just up the gut, which is kind of fun, but back on hole 11, I missed throwing that forehand hyzer, like that power shot. I popped up to flat with the reactor and turned it over. So I want to try and throw another forehand with some power on hyzer so I get committed to staying down on that angle and coming through. So I'm going to be taking the left line here. I just got to watch out. There are some branches you just got to swing wide of, and then you're home free. So again, sorry for the angle. I'm going to try and throw this and like jump off so you guys can see the flight. Get that angle. Oh, I think I blasted that past the basket. But that's the throw I wanted. Absolutely smashed the pyro along out to like circle's edge. Might have to try that again with a deflector or maybe even an entropy. All right, let's see if I can get this. I got that. All right, time for the second long walk of the course and another little walk and talk. So the big change I have made, I went back and was just looking at forehand footage, and I feel like I was just being too aggressive with my backswing. It's a problem I had with my backhand, and I never really looked at it in my forehand and realized I was doing it. And what I mean by that is I was like super clenched up, like almost like I was punching somebody behind me. Like my arm was tense. I was really just gripping the heck out of the disc. And obviously when you have your muscles tense like that, they can't fire and do what they're meant to do because they're already fired. And now you have them all tensed up, and then you're asking them to stretch and then, coil again. And muscles, tendons, ligaments, they don't like that. So I've really been focusing on nice, smooth, slow reach back on the forehand, just keeping it loose, keeping a decent firm grip on the disc, but just letting my arm do the work right now. And so far, we're doing good, guys. Little elbow pain, but it's more like, like you haven't exercised in a while and then you exercise. Like it's more muscle soreness than pain. So we're looking good so far. Okay, hole 15. 257. So there is the tunnel shot up the middle. Water on the right, trying to stay out of that. It's already cold enough, don't need a wet hand. I'm thinking I'm going to try and play like a bit of a forehand hyzer flip to flat out left and then let it coast to the basket. So what would work for that? I think the volt's in order. So we're going to go fizzy volt out left. Kind of going over, there's 2 trees off to the left here. I'm using them as like a mini field goal. Just want to go just over top of them. A little bit of Annie maybe just to help stretch it, but this should work, I believe. Stretch it out. Keep it nose down too. A little more of an Annie flex down the middle. A long look. It definitely felt like I popped up there again. I'll have to rewatch the footage, but I can just tell by how that came out on a touch of ante. Whenever I throw power, I always come back to flat, so I really got to work on that. It's on my homework list for my next fieldwork session. But got another long look here. Definitely outside the circle on this one. I can step it. But I think I can get there flat foot. Yes, I can. The putter is saving me. Hole 16, 189 feet. Know this hole, love this hole. You know why if you watch the channel. But literally every time I play with somebody on this hole who throws forehand, I mock them for throwing the forehand. So now I have to do what they do, which is a very tight gap, basically low, overstable, and then get the flare skip toward the basket. Or I could go forehand straight at it. No, let's challenge that hyzer shot. So low, overstable. We want deflector. Just cruise it in there. All right. Perfect. No big flare skip, but absolutely parked. All right, maybe that line isn't so bad. I've been trying to avoid the forehand flex, but now it's totally the shot. So I'm gonna go Terra, right up the gut, a little bit of ante to push, and then hopefully I'll hit that tree right next to the basket and just sit me there. Oh, killed it. Ooh, high on the hill. We'll see what that looks like. All right. Kind of rushed that shot because of a dog walker, wanted to clear out of their way. And I'm paying for it. So we do have a low line. Definitely a spin putt. But there is this cheeky little window for a scooper. Scooper's kind of a forehand, right? Oh, almost got it. That would have been cheeky. All right. Par is okay. Hole 18. 150. Definitely a forehand shot. Another one I've definitely been missing. Do I do the walk up or do I do a standstill? I normally do like standstill fireball. And this is my very beefy one. I'm usually here with my backup bag on Sundays, so I'm throwing the Fission fireball. Not as crazy overstable. This one should be able to throw it nice, flat. Let it do that overstable dump thing. And again, I'll try and get out of the way so you guys can have a line at the basket. Okay, challenge that inside, and I should have a tap in. Hole 18 is so much easier. We can just do that. I can't believe I put myself at a -5 line. I did way better than expected. But all right, guys, that's been my forehands only round at Fulmor. Way better than expected. I'm feeling a little soreness in the elbow. I don't know if it's, you know, the golfer's elbow, or just like, I'm definitely feeling it up here. It just feels more like, you know, muscle pain after a workout when you haven't worked a muscle out in a long time. So pretty good. Gonna stop in the club, get a drink, and then head home, get a shower, put some heat on it, rest it up, and see how it feels tomorrow. But with that, back to Shay.
I mean, what else can I say, guys? -11 is a great score at Fulmor in and of itself. So to do it forehand only feels amazing. My elbow feels really good. I'm happy, really happy with the results so far. Like I said, the only pain I really felt was kind of like outer forearm and around, and it felt more like just soreness from not having used the muscles in a while. So I'm doing a lot of strengthening around the elbow. Got some good stretches from my doctor, just going through that whole regimen, making sure I keep it nice and healthy. Again, I said it in the front nine video, but again, thank you to everybody who gave me forehand tips. I'm really trying to implement them to clean up my form and make sure I never hurt it again like this. The one thing I'm really focusing on is a nice slow reach back and then focusing on acceleration through the shot, not just trying to go like 0 to 60, full power from back here. Just kind of smooth through, get that whip crack at the end. And I was joking in some chats. I feel like Henry Rowan Gardner. I was out the field throwing forehands with I had the volts, and I was putting the volt out to like 350. I struggled to get 330 with my photons. So like something's connecting here. Maybe it's just me getting my full body, my full potential into the shot more. It's paying off. So with that distance, and if I get the accuracy dialed, that could be a real weapon for me this season, and I really hope it is. But with that, guys, I want to say, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for all your support. If you have any questions for me, reach out. I'll do my best to answer them. Take care. Thank you to my sponsors. For all your disc golf needs, check out Phoenix Discs and Foundation Disc Golf.